It's a little bit loud for the microphone.
Hello. Okay. It's better.
Okay, we are coming from France, and as probably Anne-Lirten told you in the V2 lab presentation, we developed a project called M.U.S.H. there. So we will explain you some things about the concept and what is this all about. And then we will make a little demo of this wireless sensor with the center nervous thing that allows us to work with this installation project. And then we will talk a little bit about the conceptual background of all this. So, I don't know how long it will take, but we'll try a little bit.
So M.U.S.H is an interactive installation that happens in a virtual shared space. It happens because we're going to link two places through a very powerful high bandwidth video conferencing system that will send images and sound through those two different places. This installation is made for one person at a time in each locations, and it's a communication space that we're going to try to create between those two persons. I don't know where Joachim went. Okay. Joachim is working mainly on the sound and programmation of the work, and I've been working for a long time on communication spaces and virtual shared spaces, visual virtual shared spaces. So, and we're giving you a sensor, which is a kind of prosthesis, a hypersensitive prosthesis, which is here.
This is a prototype of the sensor. We'll talk a little bit later about all this.
And you're going to be able to move this extension of your hand, and your movement is going to create sound. And the more you move it, the more sound is going to immerse you in the environment, in this enclosed environment. And this happens simultaneously between two places, two geographically different places. And the sound is also going to act on an image that's going to appear in front of you on a screen. And this image is going to appear in a progressive way, in a flickering way, in a ghostly way, a stromboscopic way. And if you reach a certain point of intensity in the experience of vision of this image that you're triggering with your movement, you might see a figure appear. And if your movement decreases, this figure will disappear. And this figure is actually the other person that's doing the same thing in the other location. And so if you want to meet this person, you will have to synchronize yourself with her or him. And so M.U.S.H is also works on intuition and a part of, how do you call it, hazard? Random random, synchronous, intuitive process that may bring you to encounter someone else. And so it's a work that's about really the whole. Well, there's different layers of understanding. It's about reflection on video conferencing systems on the internet, which everybody uses for sex mostly today. It's also about our relationship, Joachim and I, and our difficulties to connect and communicate sometimes with each other, and not to be always on the same wavelength, and all of this tension that we live sometimes with another person. And it's also a lot more, because what happens in M.U.S.H is that you're in a synesthetic environment. There's a synthesis of all your senses that's at stake. And you're also, what do I say? Sometimes we like to call it videosonic cannibalism, because we're eating the other person's image in real time, and we completely control this image, and we have to ingest it to experience this installation, which is, I like to call this kind of installation install action, because actually the spectator becomes an operator, and he's living the experience. And that's the whole new world of interactive electronic arts, is that the spectator becomes an actor, a co-operator, and is not passive anymore. And there's also another aspect which is very important for me, is the movement aspect of this piece, because most of the time we're sitting in front of our computer, our body is dying, our back is like this, we're staying immobile, we're staying still for hours in front of our computers. So we also wanted to make a piece where the body is alive, although connected to a complex and chaotic machine. And voilà. Oh yeah, and also, okay. And the last thing maybe I wanted to say on the concept is, for me, M.U.S.H is a little bit theater of cruelty, theater of life. And the reason why I'm saying that is, right now at the Museum of Modern Art, you have absolutely fabulous drawings of Antonin Artaud, who is a French poet, and you should go see it if you haven't seen it, and who's the one who's talked about the theater of cruelty. So it's well,
I think it's quite a metaphor about the difficulties of not only us, I don't care, it's just two people trying to connect. And I think what is the process before connecting, really connecting someone? I mean, not only with technology, but just connecting with one person. And sometimes you just need to go really through a lot of tension and really difficulties to really enter the mind of the other person. And this is just an image, because you are with this video conferencing system. So you meet one person, but to meet this person, you need to deserve it. And what I mean by deserving it is just, you will go through a kind of sound hell. It will be very kind of really, in a way, it can be aggressive to people, because this interactive device allows you to really create a sound storm. But at the same time, if you refuse to create the sound storm, you just have to move it very slowly, and then everything is quite calm. And but in that way, you are not sure to connect with the video conferencing system. So you are not sure to see the other person in the other place, in another country. So it's just an invitation to also to be into this pool of sound, very powerful pool of sound. And sometimes it's just, yeah, we called it, previously we called this project a kind of trap system, but I'm not sure it's a trap. It's just a really strong invitation to also working against fear, because most of the time people are just afraid of what is noise music and this kind of stuff, and we are into it since many times and many years, and I just understood years ago that to really make an experience with the sound, you have to be invited into it, and not only doing noise music and aggressive noise music for people, because sometimes it's just aggression and that doesn't work. So this tool just invites you to create it if you want to. And if you just play this game, you just meet one person and you can start to talk. And you can start to also have a meeting thing. And obviously, this thing will not work as a simple video conferencing. Boring, blah blah, how are you, who are you? It will be much more perturbated than this, because all the vocals and the talking of the two people will also be perturbated by the sensor. So it will be a very...
it's a paradox.
It's a paradoxical situation, definitely. But I mean...
And it's also, I think if you really get into the sensor, you can enter a kind of trance, not techno trance like we hear everywhere here right now. More like you really experience it and you control it. Other people are not controlling it.
You are controlling yourself, in fact.
But it's a
one.
poetic and synesthetic trance. And you're not only inside yourself, quite inward, you're dancing because you're making gesture, and even a gesture is a choreography, and this choreography is really to share something. And one other aspect we haven't talked about is that the two spectators will have microphones, and they will be able to try to talk to each other, but of course it won't be as easy, because I think Joachim is going to put a lot deconstruct language in real time.
Yeah, we will talk a little bit later of this if you want to, but most of my background is really linked to what is sound poetry. I mean, all these kind of evolving mechanical, not non-mechanical, but just experimental languages with technologies or not, or without technologies. So I mean, when you are interested into this, you just don't believe anymore as easily as we do all the time, the common languages. And because when you're just trying to perturbate common languages, you just discover another state of reality, of comprehension things. And I hope it will work into this way, because your language and you're trying to speak with another person will be completely perturbated, as I said previously. But I think it's time to make a demo of the sensor, and then you will hear some sound. Oh yeah.
So we're just showing you very quickly the process of the work. This is the person at V2Lab, Stock, who has developed the sensor. This is the lab. You can see
yes.
We're working. You have Anitten there, she's talked about it upstairs. Maybe you can say a few words.
Yeah, well, everything is just down and working with Max and SPS. Certainly most of you just know a little bit, is this wonderful software that allows you to construct your own interactivity tool. And I mean, a lot of people, and it's really became a very common tool in the electronic art scene because you construct your own tool. So this is a meta tool, meta software, just to help you to really construct your thing. And you are just limited by your, by your own capacity.
This is the image of the first tests we did in V2 with the sensor. This is just, it's work in progress, really. Probably for a long time, even when we'll show it. Once this work is going to continue, because it's in the continuity of both what interests us. So this is just a few drawings of the space. And now maybe you can do the demo, and then we'll try very briefly, I hope we don't take too much time, to put M.U.S.H into the context of our work.
curioso que... ¿Ya?
Ya está.
Podéis darme dirección donde queráis que os envíe.
¿Email?
¿Lo puedes mandar al móvil?
Móvil, sí.
Al 699 62 3862.
699
62 38 62. Y a un email. ¿Qué imagen has elegido?
Sí, con estos móviles no se puede, ¿no?
¿En estos móviles se puede recibir?
Es que no sé si lo tienes dado de alta. No lo sé si lo tengo dado de alta. Para recibir imágenes MMS.
Pues no creo. Entonces mejor internet, ¿no?
Le doy, me dicen el email.
A ver, Jaime del Val,
Con V.
VAL,
Jaime del Val.
arroba y
une résurrection de l'impérialisme guerrier de l'anti-Amérique, et puis que le peuple indien d'avant-colon fut abjecté par toute la précédente humanité. Tranquillement, l'énoncé là me fait des choses bien bizarres. Quatrième sens. Oui, je vais dire une chose bizarre. Les Indiens étaient, contrairement à tout ce qu'on a pu croire, un peu étrangement. Et ils avaient justement cru une force d'acte, basée sur le paramètre exclusif de la colonie. Et savez-vous ce que c'est en jeu de la colonie? Comme ça? Non. Je ne le sais pas. La cruauté. L'espianté. Par le hasard efficace de l'humanité dans la conscience de l'homme partout où on peut la rencontrer. Et qu'est-ce que vous nous foutez là, monsieur Anton? Huitièmement, l'homme, quand on ne le tient pas, est un animal érotique. Il a en lui un tremblement inspiré, une espèce de pulsation productrice d'excellence, qui sont la forme que les anciens peuples terrestres attribuaient universellement à Dieu. Cela faisait ce qu'on appelle cet esprit venu des Indiens d'Amérique ressort un peu partout aujourd'hui des allures scientifiques qui ne font qu'en analyser, compris, inspecteuses, morbide, état accusé de vie, mais un vice qui peut mais ce qu'on a appelé des microbes, c'est le... Et savez-vous avec quoi les Américains et les Russes, pour leur bateau, ils les font avec les microbes de Dieu. Vous délirez, vous êtes fous. Je ne délire pas. Je ne suis pas fou. Je vous dis, on a réinventé les microbes afin d'imposer une nouvelle idée d'accueil. On a trouvé un nouveau moyen de faire ressortir Dieu et de le prendre sur le fait de sa nocivité est ainsi qu'Arto, le nouveau beau, peut prendre sur sa place. Ça fait dire le garçon. Que je trouve des moyens en finir une fois pour toutes avec ce sein. Et que si personne ne croit plus en Dieu, tout le monde croit de plus en plus dans l'homme. Or, c'est l'homme qu'il faut maintenant se décider à évacuer. Là, de quelque côté vous prenez, vous êtes fou, mais vous allez. En le faisant passer une fois de plus, mais la dernière, sur la table d'autopsie, pour lui refaire son analyse. L'homme est malade, parce qu'il est mal. Il faut décider à le mettre à nu. Pour lui, garantir que ça n'y va plus de erreur de ça. Dieu, et avec Dieu, c'est organes. C'est organes. Oh, c'est organes. Car, suivez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Il n'y a rien de difficile que lorsque vous l'aurez fait un pas sans organe, alors vous l'aurez délivré de tous les automatismes et rendu à sa véritable et immortelle utilité. Alors, vous lui réapprendrez à danser à l'envers, comme dans le délire